defensively, it's a very tanky build from Evil Geniuses here. We'll see how it works out from here. It is, of course, the crowd here in Moscow. They are very vocal, it's safe to say. Even loving the ward kills in the previous game, which is, of course, where it all started at CLG EU versus Team World Elite back in the Season 2 World Finals, and that game has a lot to answer for in more ways than one.
I'd imagine you still have nightmares about that.
It's still not a pleasant experience to think back to that game. Of course, we are about to get underway, so we also have signature champions, two signature champions, honestly, the mid laners, Twisted Fate versus Anivia. How do we see this one going? Because more importantly, are they going to be up against each other? Because we have seen a number of lane swaps in the past. Anivia, well, we know what Froggen's going to do. He's going to farm. He's going to sit farming. Yeah. Peke, though, he kind of is always very mobile, and I expect to see him maybe stacking up with Soaz. If you think back to the spring split when they were together, it would always be Soaz split pushing, Peke would join him, they'd get kills, push a tower.
See, the problem that they're going to run into Fnatic, I think they will send the mid laners middle and go against each other. But the one thing is that if you're in against a Twisted Fate and you're not running teleport, you want to run someone that can push really, really quickly. And Anivia has the ability to do that, obviously, with her ultimate, with her Q if he does level that first, and then just push the lanes really quickly, punish Twisted Fate for leaving. But in the meantime, we'll get back to that as potentially some level 1 action coming out here soon.
Well, the big thing is they've got the full-on Hook City going on there with obviously Thresh and Nautilus in there. We'll see whether that managed to land any of those combos. We did see those hooks landing early on from Thresh in previous games last week at DreamHack. Oh, and Rated coming close. Does put the ward down. They didn't throw out that hook, though, because, of course, you know, Snoopy doesn't really want to start out with that as a level 1 skill.
Yeah, he sometimes had to when they went for invades, take taunt, who's Shen most of the time, take his taunt level 1, and because of that, he was slower in the jungle, so he was, you know, counter jungle a little bit, but he was able to come back in the game. But with the Nautilus, you want that level 6 as quick as possible, so he's definitely going to be choosing something a little bit more safe. But thinking back to Fnatic in terms of, you were mentioning split pushing, you know, having Soaz split push and then Xpeke joins. If you do that, Froggen, I mean, if he goes by himself, he can stop that push, just if he has the mana for it. And then, of course, Fnatic would be left with, you know, their Janna, their Draven, and their Jarvan. So I don't imagine he's going to go for anything just like that, but I want to see how well Xpeke works around the changes to Twisted Fate in 3.7, where the E no longer gives cooldown reduction, and your ultimate at the base level, or at earlier levels, is a lot longer.
Yeah, and just to remind everyone, we are on 3.7. Unlike the North American LCS, it was on 3.8 this week. We're on 3.7 because we've been on the road for the last 2 weeks of players. It would be a little bit unfair for them to throw that out. And we do have the hook going thrown out. And of course, we have this duo lane pairing of Pete and Crepo up against Yellowstar and M-Rated in the top lane. So it's going to be Evil Genius that have initiated this switch. They wanted to go up the top. They wanted the 2v1, but Fnatic have just said, no, we're quite happy to have Draven and Janna up against Ezreal and Thresh.
Yeah, Draven, he hurt so much early on. If you apply a Janna shield with that as well, his attack damage is just ridiculous because the Q gives him extra AD, not to mention the bleed that gets applied as well. So you cannot really trade with him early on unless you get a lot of harass down, but in the end, I don't think Evil Geniuses will be able to do that to him since Yellowstar, he's going to have lifesteal sitting at 4% currently.
Oh, and meanwhile, of course, the bottom lane, that does mean that the two solo laners are against each other. That'll be Wicked and Soaz, and that's going to be Kennen and Zach going up against each other. They both just hit level 2. No crazy aggression coming out from either of them, and it is, of course, Soaz winning out in terms of CS early on. The mid lane, of course, we did talk about it, the fact that two of them are on the Signet Champions. It is going to be a hook, though, landing on Yellowstar, and actually Crepo's going to follow through on this one. Did just hit level 2. Have they got enough damage down? Pete taking a lot of aggression from Yellowstar there, and that was actually a pretty even trade. And
what's really cool about that poll is it kind of tells you a story of Evil Geniuses versus Fnatic, where Fnatic has never gotten first blood against Evil Geniuses in the spring and summer split so far. Not one first blood.
And that's actually quite a lot of games against each other. Probably about 8 games by now, I'd say, because they played 4 in the season.
Well, sorry, that's not including playoffs. That's not including playoffs. Okay. That's separate for me.
Well, nevertheless, the hook does come through once again. Yellowstar was the target, and Rated also being bullied out by Snoopy. Turns back in there. There's a pink ward, actually, from Fnatic in that bush. And Snoopy's like, get away from here. Stop, yo, Jay. Easy. No, he's going to get it anyway. One more swing of it. Well, will Crepo land that hook through? Is it going to be the double hook combo? Yes, it is. Actually, they both threw him at the same time. They're going to get out towards Yellowstar, but in comes Cyanide. There's going to be Yellowstar the focus. The barrier's burned. Have they got enough damage? One more, the Ignite's there. There's going to be Thresh picking up the kill. Now Snoopy, the hook will be back available surely. N-Rated might not be able to escape this one. Is the cooldown going to be enough? Yes, it is. Howling Gale comes in. There's one hook. There's the second. And it's going to be a kill for Yellow Pete. And that is a double in the top lane for Evil Geniuses.
And EG keeping true to that whole fact of them always getting first blood against Fnatic in at least the regular season. Great job by EG, though. I wonder if that was actually a slight mistake. At least Fnatic might have misjudged their damage there because they knew Snoopy was there. They knew he was sticking around. And Cyanide came up the river to try to counter it. Got a 3-man knockup. But as you can tell by the scoreboard, obviously it wasn't enough in the end, and Yellow Pete's able to pick up a kill as well as Krepo securing one.
I think the fact that those hooks did come out, they were obviously watching Snoopy, they knew that Krepo was there, but the fact that they completely locked up Yellowstar for a long period of time, he just didn't get any chance to lay any damage down. He was just simply focused. Soaz, though, going aggressive on Wicked here, does get the stun on the turret, continues those shurikens thrown towards him, happy to take a tower hit, and that does force Wicked back for a short while. Not going to go back yet, though. Those double Rejuvi builds, are they going to be enough to regen?
And something a little bit interesting about Soaz's Kennen, actually. He's running 2% lifesteal. So he's not down there for utility, but he has one quintessence for that. So we'll see how that's going to work out for him. Gives him a little bit more sustain, but Froggen doing what he does best, just like you were saying earlier. He's farming up that 5 CS ahead of Xpeke currently. There's also a huge CS difference in the bottom lane, which is the top laners, if that makes sense. Where Soaz has 37 CS to Wicked's 19.
Yeah, that's a big CS advantage building. We'd also have Froggen just slightly ahead in terms of farm. Actually, interesting to hear Froggen last night talking about, we were on about the blue buff, you know, the fact that you can get taken away from you and everything. It's like, I could play Nivea without the blue buff. I just don't care. And also, he seemed pretty proud of his record. I was saying, you know, you and Rapid Star both played a lot of them. He's like, I reckon I've got about 1,000 more games than him. Doesn't matter though, Wicked getting dived on. He's not going to be able to escape this one. The passive's going to come up. Is it going to be enough? The hook comes in, doesn't land on Soaz. And that's going to be a flash from Cyanide. He's taken very low as well. Wicked, the Ignite's going to take his passive down. He's going to try and tick towards the turret. No, he picks up the little globule and survives.
If I'm not mistaken, he actually made that globule fall off by just using ability really quickly, then picking it up so it healed him enough. Great job by Wicked to show the mastery of Zac, and he saves his passive, which was like real key point because it committed the Ignite out of Soaz right there. And it looks like Snoopy's not done just yet. He wants to force him out, but Dredge line, not long enough, unfortunately.
Not quite. Very close, though, with Froggen, though, making a move, chugging through their mana pots, heading towards the top lane here. There's actually no vision whatsoever from Fnatic. They're going to know that he's not in lane. They haven't backed away, but instead, Froggen does and chooses wisely to back off. Didn't think he could have get in there. Honestly, I'm not sure about that one. Maybe better turn it, but look at this bottom lane. They're still sticking around. He's actually flash. Oh, Wicked flashing in, trying to get the Let's Bounce on. Does manage to use it, doesn't catch on towards Soaz, though Soaz already getting away from that one. Dredge line maybe going to come out from Snoopy. I don't think there's got enough damage on the seat to finish this one through. But now it's going to be Peke. Peke joining down there, the stun on towards Snoopy. Snoopy's going to be the focus. He is going to go down. The Ignite is ticking. Soaz turns that away and the charge comes down. Peke's going to be able to pick a card. Stun card on towards Wicked. That's going to be the wild card following up. The Shuriken's coming through, and that will be the passive proc. They've got the minions coming in. They just need to clear that way very quickly.
Oh no,
they're going to get the red card. Soaz taken down by the turret. Oh, and there wasn't any hits coming out. Wicked does reform. The globules back there, but unfortunately nobody managed to get any damage on Soaz.
I think that's the definition of going ham right there. What Soaz just did under that turret. Got taken down, but luckily he didn't give anything away, just like you mentioned. And Wicked lives to fight another day here, but Froggen, meantime, is going to push middle lane since Xpeke's no longer there, but Cyanide, he's going to be there to stop it. He's going to be able to pick up the CS, get the extra levels, as he's now at level 5. He should be really close to level 6 now at this point. But great job by Snoopy just to be there quick enough in time.
Great job by Wicked as well. He's still hanging on in there, and obviously realised that Peke completely out of mana in that bottom lane, so he's just like, well, I can still stick around. True Shot Barrage flashing through there. Hook did come through, but it's Krepo simply getting a CS with it instead. Didn't quite manage to hit that minion. Wicked taking the damage in that top lane, sticking around just as long as humanly possible, but look at the CS between them, 51 to 33, and that's a big advantage for Soaz.
Yeah, it really, really is, especially since he hasn't haunting guys now, but it looks like we're going to have a little bit of a breather here, a little bit of some downtime before any fighting breaks out again. So I think we should take stock, actually, in terms of items, because there's some really key items built. It's strictly for Snoopy, in my opinion, where he has the boots mobility. So we know Snoopy is being a support jungler, mostly, and he's playing somebody who's comfortable on, like, Nautilus, but he went for the boots early on because he wants to get around the map. He wants to help out all of his lanes, and obviously it's been working out very well for him. We look over at Froggen, who, you know, almost has his catalyst done, has the tier done, so he's going to have that heavy mana pool built up very soon. And even over on Yellow Pete, who has the Spirit of the Elder Lizard. And we also see Xpeke going for very early Lich Bane. So Xpeke might be trying to go for some really quick pushes, like onto turrets.
Well, that wouldn't be nothing new for Fnatic, that's for sure. Of course, so it's going to be Froggen picking up that blue buff that he said he doesn't need all the time, but he's going to get it anyway. Wicked returns to lanes, gets himself that Giant's Belt as well. The Shurikens continuing to fly from Soaz there. In terms of CS, he's almost double now. Soaz definitely causing problems for Wicked in this bottom lane. And remember, it was Evil Genius that initiated the switch, and Fnatic immediately responded. They wanted this lane. They wanted Soaz up against Wicked. And look at that, despite the fact he's got that giant spot, that extra chunk of health, Soaz already with that Haunting Guys doing a lot of damage to him.
Yeah, so we mentioned earlier in the picks and bans of having the Janna mixed in with the whole Kennen-Jarvan combo. And it's kind of showing in terms of items. You know, I mentioned that he's probably not going to go for Zhonya's first because he can afford to go for the extra damage since he has that safeguard of Janna. So it looks like he's going to be doing that. And with the CS lead he has over Wicked, he's going to be able to apply a lot of pressure. But it looks like Evil Geniuses, they're going to be heading down towards Dragon here. And they should be able to pick this one up because they have all 5 members there.
Well, they do, but Fnatic are already responding to this one and are actually a bit closer. And if you think of the advantage that Soaz has, immediately Evil Genius is like, whoa, we do not have any positional advantage here. We thought we'd snuck down there in time, but Yellow Star and N-Rated had followed the whole way through. So could we see some of those wombo combo hooks getting in there? But I think Xpeke may well be the target. We see that wave being wiped out very quickly. Froggen goes looking, poke on towards N-Rated. Yellow Pete just trying to keep them at bay. Xpeke did back away for a short period. They're going straight for Dragon.
Yeah, and the thing is, Evil Geniuses, they are the quickest first Dragon taker in the entirety of LCS, or sorry, of Europe LCS in the regular season. And with about 9 minutes and 48 seconds, which is a little bit behind where we're currently at, but they show they really want to take Dragons as much as possible, but they might be baiting in a fight.
They do. N-Rated got out. Trisha Barrage comes across. The combo comes in. Peke now the focus. Snoopy goes on towards him, but the Ignite is running. Peke picks up that kill. We also see another one going down. Froggen's going to get taken very low. Peke's trying to get away from this one, but he picks up. Yellow Pete goes down. Froggen doing what he can. In the moment, he's just playing sheer chicken at the moment, trying to run away from this one. So he's going to flash through. He could pick up a double kill. Froggen's trying to get on towards Cyanide. One more hit. Will it be enough? No. He can't get the tick. Kennen, meanwhile, does manage to take down Soaz on towards Crepo. He's going to come back around, and look at this. Froggen's going to get away with this. And Fnatic, well, instead, they're just going to push the mid lane.
Bad bird. Oh my gosh. You just saw him kiting as much as possible, and that was against 2 or 3 members of Fnatic where they couldn't lock him down and pick up the kills. But in the end, I believe it was just a 1-for-1. No, sorry. Yeah. No, did Yellow Pete go down?
Yeah, Pete went
so
down.
1-for-2. Wow.
Yeah. Snoopy went down, that was 3.
Oh, okay, so 3 for 2.
3 for 2 in favor of Fnatic, I believe, was the advantage gain there. But the Dragon didn't go down, it is still available. Wicked's going to clear out that bottom lane. Didn't really get heavily involved in that fight, and again, it was Froggen that simply tried his best to keep them away. And actually, you know, Evil Geniuses, in terms of team fight, were very split there. They weren't sure what focus they wanted to go on. Peke did get caught with those hooks, but nobody else went with him. And we talked about this in the previous game, Lemon Dogs, how quick they were to just focus those targets. We didn't see that with Evil Geniuses there.
Yeah, I think it was like a little bit of a cockiness just in terms of, hey, we got N-Rated down. We have a 5-on-4 fight. We could probably win this really quickly. But Soaz did a phenomenal job of zoning them away. And Fnatic, they're looking here to try to take Dragon. They've only taken it once against, or taken the first Dragon once against EG, but they're going to be going in here.
The Howling Gale keeps them away, as does the Monsoon. Cyanide picks it up, and Crepo completely out of position. Wicked also being focused on by Soaz just at the top there. The Flay comes out. Crepo's going to go down. That's 1 kill. Can they get on towards Froggen? Oh, and you see Wicked just gets away. It's actually Snoopy that blocks it off. Pete getting stunned up instantly though. Cyanide slides on through, and Pete gets taken down. It's a double kill for Yellow Star. They're not done yet though. Soaz is going to keep on going. That's going to be a triple kill. Can they get on towards the egg? You see Soaz, he's doing what he can. They're going to push the wave in. Here can we see the quadra kill coming out from Yellow Star. One more hit. There it is. And that's a quadra kill. Very nicely done.
And you never want a Draven in this fed right now. He's going to be able to go back with a lot of items sitting on 1,500 gold. They got Dragon. They got 4 kills. Fantastic job by Fnatic to turn around what looked like a very, well, which was a very early lead for Evil Geniuses, and they're going to get a turret off of this, and that's how quick a game can turn in League of Legends. That's why you have to be so careful to not make that one mistake, because a team like this, a quality team like this, will not let that happen, or not let it go by unscathed.
A dominant performance so far from Fnatic. But if you think back to DreamHack, Evil Geniuses did exactly the same on Fnatic. This time around, though, Fnatic are looking unstoppable in this game. Oh, Crepo's going to throw out the hook. And just like that, the flash, the blue pill comes through. It is going to be the bottom lane, though, the first turret of the game, second turret of the game, sorry. The middle turret went down just a moment ago, of course, and that will be the bottom lane taken down. 95 CS to 62, keeping that 30 CS gap, but more importantly, he's 1-1-4 to a 0-1-0 wicket, and overall, all the lanes tell a little story, and Fnatic are way ahead in gold.
Yeah, I think what's most important about all this is just how much gold they really picked up. They got 2 turrets, 4 kills, 1 dragon, off of just that one fight alone. We see, so he's gonna get pulled here. We see the actual ultimate come out of expected, but he goes down to bottom.
Oh, he's gonna try and catch on towards him. Didn't quite get the stun. There it is. There's the stun through. The stun card, will it get layered on top? You bet your boots no. One more shuriken will do it. Soaz comes in, does the lightning charge. Meanwhile, Evil Geniuses, they're trying to get aggressive on towards his middle turret. I'm not sure they have it in them though. Yellowstar comes in there. Cyanide slides on through. Just bounce him in the air. Froggen tries to turn the damage back around on him, but the tower is defended. But while this is all happening, we have the top lane push coming in, and that inner turret is starting to get pressured by Fnatic, and it's going to be Soaz and Peke once again doing work in the lanes.
And they have a Lich Bane on Xpeke, so they're going to be out pushing them right here. And Yellow Pete, he might get the turret, but losing a tier 2 turret for that top turret is definitely not worth it in the end. As you see the picture-in-picture, it's going to come down. But still, a great job by Fnatic right there.
Fantastic play, and the fact that they could keep that 3-man defense in the mid lane because Pete wasn't there, because Pete was off at the top there trying to do what he can. And honestly, there's nothing wrong about that. He's doing simply what an AD carry should be doing, and that's keeping those lanes pushed, trying to get some free farm going on. But as is always the case with Fnatic, once Twisted Fate is allowed, Peke will be zipping off into those lanes and keeping all the split push going.
And speaking of the split push in terms, and as well as the kills that's gone down, look at, we do see Snoop actually going to pull into Cyanide. Wicked's going to go in on this, but Cyanide should be able to escape. And look at the kill spread we currently have right now on Fnatic. 2 kills over to Soaz, 3 kills on Xpeke, and 4 on a Yellowstar. They have all their kills in the right places. 7 assists, 0 deaths for Cyanide. Fnatic, just in terms of how this game is going to progress, are looking so perfect at this point.
And the scary damage that Soaz can do now. I think Zhonya's Hourglass probably will be coming out next. He's already got their Sorcerer's Boots and Haunting Guys in there, so he's got their Magic Pen already sorted. Once that gets completed in Zhonya's Hourglass, it's just gonna do so much. Froggen is trying his best. He's trying to keep the waves going. He's trying to keep the CS going. He's ahead at the moment in terms of CS of anyone in the game, but unfortunately for him, the rest of his team are letting him down. Now, Rod of Ages will be ready soon by Froggen, but what else is he going to be able to do? We did talk about the fact that the damage would be missing from EG. They're going to have to stall this one out, and you know what? With Anivia, that's exactly what they can do.
Exactly, they have the ability to do that as long as they can keep control of their own blue buffs. But Fnatic, with a Jarvan, they have the ability to pull off a Harding Age, though, depending on where it happens. If Froggen actually gets his wall leveled up relatively soon, you can cut off the rest of the team. So if Cyanide goes in by himself, you can cut off the cannon, keep him out of the fight. In the meantime, Fnatic, they're going to go for a push on this top turret here. It's already down about half health, but Froggen's actually getting caught bottom.
Froggen's going to get caught out. That's going to be the interrupt. There's the Axis spinning back there. Yellowstar's going to get on towards him and takes him down. Cyanide caught out in the jungle as well, though. We're trying to set up a gank on Yellow Pete, actually. He does Cataclysm on towards Wicked just to gain that little bit of distance. He can slide away from this one, no problem. But Yellow Pete, he's got to be careful. It's Twisted Fate. Peke's coming in. He gets on towards Wicked, puts the stun guard down. The Lantern's actually in the Baron pit. This means Wicked's actually going to take a couple of Baron hits there. He gets taken down. Yellow Pete in the top lane gets pinned off by the summon. He gets dropped as well. And now Snoopy's in trouble. He's trying to use that dreadline to escape. Cyanide's going to have his combo. Once that comes down, he should be able to slide back in towards him. Peke trying to chase onto it, and that's the top tower going down. It's 12-3 in kills.
But look what happened. Yellowstar was left alone at the bottom. They took that turret. Now he's on the inhibitor turret, already down to half health here. And Fnatic, they're hitting them from every single angle, and it's working out so perfectly for him. Yellowstar is going to be a little caught out here, but he could be able to turn this around.
He may well turn it around. The dredge lines lands though. He's going to get popped this time. Froggen's going to pick up this kill, and this is going to be a big bounty as well. The wall comes in, but he goes to Snoopy. Snoopy picks up the kill, but the top turret, that's another inner turret going down here. Fnatic, just as you talked about Gambit doing, every time they lose someone in one lane, they take an advantage in the other.
And the thing is, this is like the first time they've lost someone in one lane to go push for another. They've just been hitting them on 3 separate lanes at the same time, and they've been doing it so well that they haven't really lost anyone until that moment right there. And now they picked up 2 more turrets, if I'm not, 3 turrets total off of that. They're 12-4. Wicked's gonna go and expect it. He might be in trouble here. We'll see what happens.
Well, he's going to try and walk away from this one. That Sunfire K burning away, doing the damage. Is he going to be able to get the stun card? The flash dredge line comes out. Snoopy should be able to get the slowdown. One more hit will really do it. There it is. And it's going to be Wicked that picks up the kill. An important kill for Evil Geniuses there. Can they turn an advantage? They want to get that middle turret. Froggen's wiping out the waves as quick as possible.
Thing is, they did get another bounty off of that as well. Dragon is available if they want to go for it, so they should be able to pick up this Dragon, should be able to turn it into, Tower and then Dragon if they want. But in the meantime, Fnatic is there. Soaz is there. Cyanide going in.
Cyanide going straight in. Soaz is going to back it up. He's going to charge on towards him. Can he get that ultimate going? He's going to get under the course grab. Oh, what a great wall comes out. But Cataclysm from Cyanide jumps in. Realizes they don't really have the positional advantage. The lantern being thrown out. Can he take that dark passage? It's available. Soaz actually stands on it purposely.
Wow.
And he simply attacks him for a great positioning from Soaz.
And that's a Yordle blocking it up from a Zac. Like, that is hard to do. But now Fnatic, because Dragon's available, because of the aggression they just applied on EG, they should be able to take this one for themselves. And look at the goal lead at 19.5 minutes.
Well, the action certainly hotted up here in the last 10 minutes. Crepo's going to get caught out there. The stun comes out. One more shot from Soaz. Will it be enough? Tries to get the shield down. Pops out. There's lightning surge. He gets dropped. Very nicely played there. Froggen comes in, but again, it's Snoopy that gets the kill.
And Crepo said, if I'm going down, I'm taking you with me. He landed the hook on him, kept him there. But it's a very good point. Snoopy getting two crucial kills that he doesn't necessarily need. Expect he's going to chase down Yellow Pete here. Oh my God.
Throws out the stun card, goes into wild card, ignites down, but barrier from Pete. Is it going to be enough to turn it around? No, it's not. That Lich Bane doing work for Peke.
Oh, that was like a next level play right there because he popped his ultimate a little bit earlier and then just went ahead of him after the gold card hit. But Froggen's coming in. He's not spotted yet. He could take Expeke down.
He's going to throw out. There's going to glacial shard. Can he get enough damage down on towards him? The wall is available. Uses it to try and get vision. One more shot comes out there. There it is. Oh, he gets the stun card back on Froggen. And you can see Peke. He's going to try and get away from this one. The bird is so slow moving. But Cyanide is closing the gap. He's coming in towards Peke. Another wild card lands. He could turn around. He doesn't want to chase this one through. And now you can see Cyanide's going to slide in. He gets him down. There's going to be the passive from Froggen. He is going to be an egg on the floor. And that is simply going to be a runny mess right now. He's going to get respawned in there. We do see Snoopy chasing back in off the side there. Dark passage thrown out. Cyanide gets hooked in. They can turn this one around. Peke trying to get away from him. Monsoon from Enrated. Some great plays coming out from both teams. Cyanide's going to get lashed down. Crepo picks up the kill. Now they're turning tail. They're on towards Snoopy. It's going to be Soaz chasing him. Can he get the stuns down? They're going to give up on this one. Wow, what plays. Cyanide actually the only one to go down after Pete.
Someone get Demon a new oxygen tank because I think he's going to need it here. But wow, just like you said, constant action left and right, constant fighting, and it's chaos, but it's like almost controlled chaos, except both teams are just kind of reacting to how other teams playing. But overall, you have to say Fnatic really came out ahead right there. I cannot believe Expeke escaped that, especially with Yellow Pete's ulti coming in with Snoopy hot on his tails with Boots mobility. But Expeke with his item build, oh, the hook!
The hook through the Howling Gale into towards the leash. Is it going to be enough though? Yellow Pete comes in. He's got that Oracle on. He doesn't want to burn anything he can. So when the Snoopy comes in, lands the Dreadline. True Shot Barrage comes across. Evil Geniuses get themselves another kill.
And now what are they going to do off the back of this? Because every time they kill someone, they need to make a play happen. Fnatic's been doing it this entire time, but with just the aggression they're applying with pushing up every lane, they're not able to just push out and make a play happen. They're not out of this game just yet. It's about a 10,000 difference, or at least it's approaching it. But they still have Froggen and Anivia. And I wanted to say, when actually Froggen was chasing down Expeke, he couldn't catch a Lich Bane and a Boots of Swiftness Twisted Fate. It was just too
chance. It's just a flapping little bird that goes a little bit slow, unfortunately. Has got flash available if he maybe needs to chase it next time around. So red buff just being picked up by Yellow Star, blue buff being picked up by Peke. So at the moment, Fnatic do have that advantage on the positions as well. 5-1 in turrets, big advantage there. Gold, you can see already, it's nearly 8,000 gold. It is 8,000 gold. In fact, it's not nearly, it's bang on. 14-8 in kills, 22 minutes gone. Are they going to go for any objectives now? It seems they are grouping up. Potentially, now they could try and set up something for Baron, set up some sort of ward placements, and it looks like they're going to try and get on towards Froggen, but the wall straight away says, Cyanide, no, you're not doing it today, lad.
I'm glad you say that, because Fnatic has never taken first Baron against Evil Geniuses, and that's because in 2 of the 3 games that they beat Evil Geniuses, they didn't need it. With the way it's going right now, it might actually happen. Expect he's going to get caught by Wicked here.
Wicked's going to jump on towards him. He only pulled a red card, actually. Let's Bounce was used. Is it going to be enough? The flash comes out, and you can see Peke's going to try and get away. He's got nothing to stun him, nothing to upset him, but he's going to come around straight in towards Snoopy. Cyanide there to try and cut him off, and now we're going to see Soaz coming. They're going to try and turn this one around. Dredge line from Snoopy actually pulled him into Fnatic. The slide through, and it's going to be Snoopy going down.
No, it's not.
No, it's not, because the dredge line, he's so dark passage come out from Crepo once again. How many times have these supports saved the masses of their players.
Too many for me to count, Demon. I can tell you that. I guarantee this could be an amazing highlight reel off this game. And so has not been aggressive, pushing up towards Crepo, who currently has that Oracle. But the thing is, when was the last time we saw Yellow Star?
When was the last time we saw Yellow Star in a fight? I'm wondering that. He's just been farming.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point I'm trying to make, because look at his items. He almost has an Infinity Edge done if he wants to go for that. He has a Zeal. If he does start participating in these fights, they're going to be completely one-sided, and yet Evil Geniuses, I wanted to see Snoopy's face there when he dredge line in towards blue, because he was like, oops, don't want to be here, and he tried to back away, and luckily Crepo was there to save him.
I was like, don't worry, bro, I got you. I got
your back, I'm a support.
You can do the pull-ups for me.
I don't know, he looked pretty good doing it in the video.
Oh, a ward going down there. That delights the crowd every time. Crepo there with that pink ward. Oracle on, sorry. He put a ping down after he cleared it out. Well, that's dedication right there. And Rated looking to do exactly the same around that Baron pit area, trying to get any vision they can. They know the Baron's possibly going to be the next target.
He's going for it.
So scared about going into that bush. He's like, I'm going blind, guys. I'm going in. So as you win me, you got me back.
It's a support war.
It's a support war.
But I mean, in the end, it's actually a smart play to put a pink ward down, because that way you'll know if someone wards that. So later on, when you try to go for like maybe a gank up behind Soaz right now in the top lane, you'll know if there's a ward there.
I'm wondering where Peke is going to go. If they try and close in towards that top lane, Froggen is miles away from the action. And you can see they're already pushing up towards that mid lane. Wicked is the only one there. Already we saw Froggen trying to back off, but it does mean that 3 members of Fnatic, now 5 members of Fnatic, all in the mid lane, and only 4 to defend it for EG.
And they don't have the key member, or the key man there to defend against it with the Anivia. So looks like Fnatic will be able to pick up this turquoise, but Crepo trying to go for the engage.
Crepo tries to get a flash hook. The Dreadline not coming out from Snoopy as well, because he got locked up by the stun. The box coming out as well. That is down for Crepo now. And Fnatic, well, they got a lot of damage on that turret, but the rest of Evil Geniuses are here to block it off. Now Froggen is in there. That Anivia ultimate will wipe out the waves, no problem.
Oh man, Demon, I took a look at items real quickly again. Zonya's Hourglass is done for Soaz. That means we're going to see some dives happen really soon. I mean, that's it. That's if they want to go for it, unless they want to keep letting XPK split push, which he's currently doing. But you see, the rest of the members of Fnatic, they're grouped up middle, they're trying to make a play here, and knowing that the flash is down for Crepo and the box, it kind of gives them the ability to kind of play around with them and mess with them.
That's a giant bubble on Cyanide there. The rest of the team looking to come around. Peke only draw a blue card. Is actually the hook goes in. There's a second hook as well. They get the stun card. Peke gets completely locked up. Zonya's Hourglass didn't even get a chance to use. Soaz goes aggressive. Tower did go down. Yellow Pete does manage to get away from this one. Zonya's Hourglass comes out from Soaz as well. True Shot Barrage goes across. There's going to be an egg from Froggen. EG can turn this one around. They're all very low though. Wicked's coming in. Dredge line doesn't land. Froggen is back up. Full mana, full hit points. And that was a 2 for 0 for Evil Geniuses.
Holy crap. So this is what Evil Geniuses does best when they run with an Anivia. They wall someone off and they lock them down, but they did a reverse way. They did it with Snoopy landing a pull, Crepo phone up with a pull, Hook City, just like you said earlier, Demon, and then of course the Flash Frost coming out of Froggen to lock them down. Expect it didn't even have a chance.
But, again, Fnatic are picking up an advantage. They're taking the Dragon, they're stretching that gold lead, they're keeping the advantage going, and now it's going to be 10,000 gold between the two teams. You wouldn't believe it if you see the fights, because it's been working so well for Fnatic, for Evil Geniuses rather, but Cyanide and co, every time they go somewhere, Cyanide is there, he's helping out, he's trying to create the plays, and now it looks like the blue bluff is coming in there. Are we going to see Snoopy? Is he going to walk in and try and smite it? No, he doesn't land the smite. He does land the dredge line though, on towards Yellowstar. The rest of Evil Geniuses are closing the gap. He gets the slow on Yellowstar. Is it going to be enough? We're going to have to see a flash come out. True Shot Barrage lands on towards Yellowstar. Dredge line will be available in a moment. Who will they focus it on towards? The slow catches on towards Cyanide. He may be the focus. And Rated's going to have Howling Gale if they get that one little step closer. Dredge line has to come out now, but there's the Howling Gale. Perfectly timed. Snoopy tries to go for it. Not going to let it.
For it too.
Tried to flash, didn't happen, but look at what they've left open. They've left Snoopy, Peke and Soaz once again. The double threat combo from Fnatic going straight up the mid lane.
The rest of Fnatic's actually backing away, and you see the rest of Geniuses, they're going for a flank here onto both of them, but this turret shouldn't be able to stay alive that much longer, and if anything, they can back away, leaving it at a quarter life, but they're not going to do that just yet.
And that's going to be the ultimate. Peke is going to spot where they're going, immediately going to back away from this one. They took, what, 2/3 of the health off that one. Peke is going to back away from it. He leaves Soaz on his own. Snoopy could land that dredge line if he wants. Wicked's coming around the side. He might try and charge up and land the bounce on towards him. Doesn't matter. Lightning Surge gets him the hell out of there.
Yeah, man, so as poor guy, expected to just leave it. I was like, yeah, you got this, don't worry. I believe in you. You're a same bolt, you can run away. And the rest of the time, Crepo has another Oracle. He's going to go for a pull, but unfortunately not hit anyone just yet. And still, this game is very close. You saw the CC chain that Evil Geniuses were able to pull off. If they could do that yet again, maybe to Expeke, they could hold something to happen, but in ready to force the flash over that wall.
Force the flash.
That's a good sign.
That's going to buy time for the middle turret, surely. While this is all happening, they do throw the dark passage out. That is going to pull in towards the turret. So that'll be an inner turret picked up by Evil Genius. It's actually only the second turret of the game that EG have picked up, and they're just bullying their way through that mid lane. They're going to back off, advantage gain, let's go back home.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that Fnatic, if you look at the top side of the map, they've kept that lane pushed up the entire time. Expeke and so were pushing bottom earlier on, but the lane has finally reset and pushed back out for Evil Geniuses, so that's the only one that's left open. But look what EG's doing. They're waiting for Fnatic to push out. They're trying to make something happen here. They do have a ward to spot Soaz right now, but luckily for Fnatic, they're actually going down towards the bottom side of the map.
They wanted Soaz to go for it. He nearly fell for it, but instead they stuck around. Like you mentioned, they were trying to go for it. Instead, doesn't matter. Peke is going to wipe out that bottom wave. Let's have a look, Jason. Let's just take a moment to go over the items, because there's a lot of big items starting to pop into shape here.
Okay, so yeah, I guess we can do that right now. Take a little breather. Yeah, you can replenish your oxygen tank, as we see Wicked right now. So he has Sunfire Cape to get really tanky. He's building towards an Abyssal Scepter, and I noticed something a little bit earlier. He actually has 8% armor pen and 8 flat magic penetration, so he's going for the stack of flat penetration. You look over at Snoopy, who has been having the best games so far, but because of those kills he's secured earlier, he was able to get his runic bulwark done, so he makes himself a little bit tankier, it makes his team tankier. You look over at Yellow Pete, he has his Mirror Mana done, he has his Last Whisper done, and he's working towards his Iceborne Gauntlets relatively soon, so he's going to do extremely well as damn, Expeke is fast. Sorry, I just noticed that. But then you look over on Expeke's side, he has his Zonias now, so if he does get pulled in, they won't be blown up.
Well,
unless he gets stunned. Then
unless he gets stunned, and then there's a whole lot of stuns that could follow if one goes out there. Peke, Enrated does clear out the ward, and immediately one's put back in there. He's just going to stand back a moment. Saw the ward go down, may just go back in and try and pick up another one. You know, you did mention that, of course, he is very fast. He's also got Twin Shadows as well alongside him, so he can slow them down.
And speed boots, and alacrity.
The boots of swiftness. Yeah, you can just try and get the hell out of there. There is the ward. The hook comes out. It actually lands on the Baron. You don't want to follow that one up, Crepo, that's for sure. Big Eye being aggressed. Actually, well, technically he did want to do that because it caused a little bit of damage on towards Enrated. Forced him to back away. But Peke is again pushing that mid lane. Evil Genius is like, fine, you can go over there. We're going to go aggressive. Actually, they do manage to get on towards Soaz. Zonia's Hourglass used. Is it going to be enough damage? Yes, Bounce being used. That's quite a few ultimates being used to take him down. Peke is on the turrets right now. He's on towards the inhibitor turret. We're going to see, it looks like Froggen going back to try and deal with him, while the 4 members of Evil Genius is trying to push up on towards the inhibitor turret. There's the inhibitor turret going down. It's going to be EG pushing on towards their one, but Peke once again doing his backdoor trick. We see Froggen coming out there, catching the damage on towards him. Flash Frost also used. He does catch him. Is he going to have enough stun? No, he's not. Where's he teleporting to? He's gone to the river. And now we're going to see Cyanide going in. He's going to catch across towards him. There's enough damage coming out here. Evil Genius is turning around. That's a mistake because Peke comes in, throws out the wildcards, gets on towards Crepo. The Twin Shadows go out, slows down Wicked as well. Snoopy's not even worried about him. They're not even focusing him. Now they're going to turn around. Stun card will pull down, slows him down, and that is going to be Snoopy going down. A double kill for Yellow Star. 17-12 now, and well, once again, the damage coming out. Froggen, as soon as he'd been pulled away from that fight, everybody just collapsed on EG. And that was 3 kills for 2 deaths, but they got inhibitor turret off of that. Not to mention, if Expeke could have got the inhibitor, he could have walked right over to middle turret, which has like a 5th life left, and taken it down, and that was a big crit. That was 1,018 damage out of Yellow Star, who has gone relatively unnoticed for a huge portion of the game because he's just been farming up quite a bit. 215 CS, and he has Infinity Edge and Bloodthirster done. Looks like he's working towards a Phantom Dancer here next, but his damage is just so ridiculous, and Expeke backdooring yet again, forcing someone to deal with him, which it's so hard to deal with any team that can split push against you, but Evil Geniuses, they gave their shot at it, they stopped him from doing it, but then they lost 3 people because of it. Well, they tried to take the advantage the moment Soaz got caught out when honestly, they did get a bit of an advantage. They got a lot of damage on towards that inhibitor turret themselves, so as it stands, they only have an exposed inhibitor, but still, it's 7-3 in turrets. They need to maybe take down that bottom lane a bit, or the top lane, just do something, anything to prevent the push that Fnatic keep laying down. And look, every single time you look at the lanes, Fnatic just like, we're going to shove them lanes back on you.
That's why they can't, because now, I mean, they couldn't do it earlier, but now they really can't, because if they go top lane and try to get that single turret, if any single member goes up there, even Crepo, then they're just like, hey, we'll take your inhibitor turret bottom, we'll take our inhibitor bottom, your inhibitor turret middle, and just open up the game wide for themselves. So now Evil Geniuses is pretty much committed to going middle at this point, just to stay even where Fnatic is. And yet another Dragon going to be going over to Fnatic, extending their gold lead to 13,000 now. And Baron still has yet to be taken. And remember, I mentioned earlier, Fnatic has not taken first Baron against Evil Geniuses yet because they didn't need it.
And they, honestly, I'm not sure if they needed a game. They have a 13,000 gold lead. That's a pretty beefy gold lead, no matter how much in money we're talking. But as the game develops, as the game goes longer, which it's still doing, we see Froggen, he's got himself 1,700 gold on him there. We'll see what he goes back to buy with that. He's at 0-2-7, but Anivia stalls games out. And they are, so far, still not lost an inhibitor.
The one question I have is, though, can you stall a game out when you have an inhibitor open? Because obviously if you fight in front of the inhibitor, you can wall them out, but you don't have that security of the turret. So if they get in there, if they take the inhibitor down, that means someone's going to have to back away and defend against it. Even if you're Anivia, I don't think you can defend against a 5-man rush against you. But Fnatic, they're going to clear out the ward on Baron. They want to make something happen. Kripple's there, all ready to put another ward down. But like I said before, Fnatic doesn't really need to go for Baron. They in 2 of the 3 games they won, they didn't take it once. It wasn't taken at all.
Where are they going here?
Oh no.
Snoopy's actually getting straight towards jungler on jungler there. Cyanide Soaz goes aggressive, and they do catch on Yellow Pete. Yellow Pete taken down. That's going to be Fnatic surely turning this fight around. The box comes down from Crepo in a surly defensive move, and that's going to be Snoopy trying to get away. The stun card comes out. Crepo's going to get taken out. One more card from Peek, but Peke will do that. We do see Snoopy also going to go down. There's another one. It's a double for Peke. Look at Froggen and trying desperately to get away from this one. The wildcard's getting thrown out. He does get the interrupt as well.
Oh
Turns
my.
around, throws the stun card. Zonya's hourglass comes down, and now he's going to try and go towards it. Wicked tries to go aggressive on him. It's a 2v1, but he doesn't care. He does manage to get the egg out, but Wicked trying to get one more slap on towards him. Can he stretch
He's so
elastic
fast.
goo? He does. He gets him down. He was very fast, but Baron is going to go to Fnatic nevertheless, and that was a massive fight for Fnatic once again. Oh no, they're coming in towards this one. They don't realize the Baron's gone down. Fnatic might be able to collapse on towards him. Froggen desperately flapping his wings, trying to get away from this one, and Fnatic, they're going to close the gap. Wicked is going to get caught down. He doesn't quite land the stun on towards him. Let's bounce actually still not available. Yes, it is. Wicked bouncing around. Has he got enough damage on Soaz? Now it might buy him time to escape this one. And Rated puts the ward down, and finally Wicked gets the base.
And now they have everyone even juices available now to go in for a fight here, but Fnatic, they're just going to back away off of that Baron. They're going to pick up some items. There's 4 members of them have over 1,000 gold, where Soaz has over 1,800. He already had the Zonias. He's going to be able to build pretty much anything he wants to right now. As you see, Wicked picking up his Haunting Guys and his Abyssal Scepter, so has actually a ridiculous amount of damage right now. Doesn't have Sork Boots, but still, that's a lot of penetration. And if he can sit in the back line just jumping on Yellow Star, he might have enough damage to take him down. However, N-rated, he picked up an Oracle yet again, pops it already, picked up more wards, and he actually has 2 GP10, so he realized how hectic this game's been, and he's been trying to keep that ward coverage consistently, which has really been giving Fnatic quite a huge advantage.
The problem I'm seeing here is still Froggen's yet to be able to be given a kill. He's got the damage now.
He's
got the
nuked up
ability.
from last game. He's support AP middle.
Support AP middle, yeah. He's been putting the damage down, but frankly, Crepo's got 4 kills, which are less than ideal. Nevertheless, Fnatic have the kills on the right players, and now with that Baron buff on 4 members, they are going to push through. But again, you see the wave. It does get wiped out again, and Fnatic, well, they have to keep every single lane pushed. It's going to be interesting to see how they finally break the siege down, because it's going to still be a hard nut to crack, despite the 16,000 gold lead they have.
I think they have that Nutcracker, though, because they keep going towards his bottom lane. Xpeke is sitting top, has his ultimate available. Yellow Star's nowhere here right now, or he's not even here right now. He's at red buff, so Fnatic needs to be very careful. They don't want to get jumped on right now. However, Evil Jesus obviously doesn't know he's there, so they have to kind of give this away anyways, but Fnatic, you can tell, like, they want that bottom inhibitor. They're trying to push up, trying to keep that minion wave there, and Xpeke is actually teleporting into the inhibitor behind them.
They're going in for it, uses that ultimate to get in there. They really want to take this exposed inhibitor. Is it going to be enough? Are they going to try and defend it? There's the inhib going down. EG should just back away from this one, but instead they've gone the aggression route, and I'm not sure that's the right route to take. Once that inhibitor's gone, they just back away from it. So it's putting a big burst of damage down on Crepo, and Fnatic realizes, so what are we doing? We've already taken the inhib.
Well, that shell still is cracked right now, and that means the rest of it's going to crumble if Fnatic can just wait the rest of this out. Let the super minion wave push up. They have in actually a really good position right now. They could go for an engage. They can wall them out completely, but just not confident in that just yet. They don't want to go up against a Baron Fnatic, which is honestly in the end a smart play. But that middle turret, look at the middle inhibitor turret. It's down to like 200 health right now, and it will be taken from 1 auto attack out of Xpeke with his Lich Bane up, or even Soaz with 2 hits.
Soaz goes in, that's 1 shuriken down. 1 more will do it. And I can see Peke, oh, we thought he'd actually thrown out the card there, came in but cancelled. Oh, they've done it again, Soaz has done it as well. It's just like before the animation comes out there, just making sure he avoids the damage. This time it will go down, and now means Fnatic are on towards the middle exposed inhibitor. Are Evil Genius is going to fight for this one? No, it is going to go down as well. And honestly, like you said, you know, the fact that the Baron is on Fnatic, it's a close fight as it is. They can't afford to do this one. This one they have to defend.
Exactly. This is the point where it's do or die. You have to fight on this inhibitor turret, or if you lose it, the chances of coming back from losing 3 inhibitors is It's too low. It's way too low if you want to have hopes of winning this game. But we do get a pull into and rated. And EG, they're going to keep pushing this wave out as much as possible, though, Frog, and he's going to run out of mana eventually as they do get the wall off on Xpeke.
They do, but again, they managed to get away from that one, and Froggen is just deleted from the map there. Yellow Pete trying to do what he can. Crepo blows out the box, but Monsoon just blows Wicked back into the wall, throws him away from that one, and look at the damage they're doing out there. And the shield came out, but Pete finally does manage to get on towards Peke, immediately slides in, Cyanide gets on towards him, the slow on Yellow Pete, the interrupt, that's a triple kill. Can he get the Quadra down on towards him? Crepo goes down. It's Soas that picks up the kill. It's surely going to be Fnatic that will round out the match here. They have to back away because they've got simply no minions, but it's only a matter of time before they push him in there. Absolute tremendous play from Fnatic here. Ginormous gold advantages, and well, they just played and executed the perfect split strategy. Once again, you cannot allow Peke to have Twisted Fate.
Exactly. You can't allow Frog. Well, I mean, obviously they were able to allow Frog to have an Nivea this time, but this is considering that Fnatic was behind the beginning of the game.